Hello, welcome back to Cracking the Cryptic, and we're back to the old gasworks today. Yes, 5 genuinely approachable Sudoku puzzles by Bill Murphy, Philip Newman and Clover, the gas giants, who post them every day on the Daily Sudoku channel on the Discord server, where they get done by thousands of people before I attempt them about a month later. So in a minute I will read out the blurbs from the Discord server, including the rules for each puzzle. Then I will have a go at them, trying to get myself 2 hats per puzzle notional awards for a very fast time. There is also a 1 hat award or a dinosaur for anybody slower than that, but finishing them. So do check them out. Those hat times will be posted in the links under the video, or in the description field under the video, along with the links to the puzzles, which will give 1 in our software via tinyURL and 1 in fpuzzles, as usual. So we are going to do those in a minute. Don't forget that there is still time left to enter the Patreon competition. It closes on the 20th. This is Tennis Anyone, Glum Hippo's brilliant compilation of tennis puzzles, couple from us in there, and that's on Patreon. It's as I say, you can enter it until the 20th. You have to get through 6 puzzles. A couple of them are maybe not gas, but quite approachable Sudoku. 4 of them are a bit harder. That's my assessment anyway, but you may have a different view. Check them out. And there's all our apps which do include gas. For instance, 2 gas apps amongst the 8 apps we have out at the moment. Domino Sudoku is complete, so there's 100 apps on 100 puzzles on each of the apps, apart from the gas where there are 60 each. That's why they're a bit less pricey. I mean, cheaper still would be the way to put it. And of course, the links under the video include the way to the catalogue of our puzzles, the Discord server, Sven's Sudoku pad, our merchandise, everything connected with the channel. Do have a look, but there are 10 links to these 5 puzzles. And I am going to go through what it said on Discord about them, starting with this one on screen, Average Arrows SUdoku by Bill Murphy, who says, it's just coming up, did your parents tell you that you're special? They're right. In the 1950s, the US Air Force discovered that nobody is average. World War II pilots wore baggy uniforms to allow for different body sizes, but as the planes improved, the extra body space disappeared and they needed to tighten up. They sent 14 measurers to record 132 measurements of 4,063 Air Force pilot bodies, from which they covered things such as nipple height, nose length and buttock to knee length. The team computed the mean standard deviation range, quartile percents of this data with punch cards on early IBM machines, and then they ordered uniforms to fit the middle 30% of all measurements. Not a single person of all 4,063 measured met all 10 points on the tailored uniforms. The uniforms didn't fit anyone. Nobody's truly average. That is a very interesting statistic. The middle 30% each time. I suppose to hit that, if you assumed an equal distribution, which is probably unwise, you would have to do 0.3 to the power of 10 to find the probability of 1 person fitting. And I am prepared to hazard that that makes it only a little surprising that not 1 out of 4,063 hit it. Interesting. This all points, nice one, Bill, to today's gas, which is Average Arrows SUdoku. Thank you. I'll be here all week, says Bill. Well, he'll be here for another puzzle later. Normal Sudoku rules apply. A digit in the bulb of the arrow, the bulb or the circle of the arrow, is the average of digits along the arrow. And in this definition, an average is the sum of the digits along the arrow divided by the number of digits, i.e. the average of 5 and 7 is 6. So we're looking at the arithmetical mean. And the dinosaur, in case you don't get the hat times on this puzzle, is an average avimimus. Okay, I've got the hiccups now, that's not good. And I've run out of my liquid. So, let's hope they go away soon. The second puzzle is 20 is Right Out by Philip Newman. Right, in italics, behind the scenes at Gas. Philip says, I have another Monty Python reference. How many intros in a row can include one? Backpow says, consult the book of introductions. Brother Murphy says, Introductions, Chapter 2, verses 9 to 21. Clover says, And Saint Keppelman Limes raised the holy intro up on high, saying, O Lord, bless this thy gas intro, that with it thou mayest confuse thine solvers in thy mercy. And the Lord did grin, and the people did feast upon the birds and crabs and sloths, and the Gap team goes, How dare you? Clover says, And the Lord spake, saying, First shalt thou take out the Monty Python references, then shalt thou count to 3, no more, no less. 3 shalt be the number of references thou shalt count, and the number of the counting shall be 3. 4 shalt thou not count, neither count thou 2, excepting that thou then proceed to 3. 5 is right out. Once at the number 3, being the third number, be reached, then lobbest thou thy holy intro of gas towards thy solver, who being speedy in my sight shall laugh at it. Philip says, right, 1, 2, 3, 4. Police siren goes off. Today's gas is a classic Sudoku. Normal Sudoku rules apply, and that's it. The title of the puzzle is in reference to Bill suggesting as bait that 22 is the minimum number of givens for a good gas. That wasn't quite what he said with his classic Sudoku last time, I don't believe. And the dinosaur is an Antiochian Ankysaurus. Right, so I hope you enjoyed the Monty Python-ness of that blurb, which was strange, long, and quite good fun. And we will go on to Clover's puzzle, Sim Sum Anti-Night. Clover says, the Cantonese brunch tradition of dim sum literally translates to touch the heart. If you eat some dim sum while solving this sim sum, maybe you'll discover true love along the way, or at least you'll have a delicious puzzly meal. Weird rule warning, this puzzle contains a new twist on a familiar rule set. Here we go. Normal Sudoku rules apply. Have I mentioned that those are 1 to 9 in every row and column? Did I mention that Philip's puzzle was a classic Sudoku? I'm not sure. Not just every row and column. Sorry, every 3x3 box as well. My brain is not keeping up with me. Here's the extra rule. Digits separated by a knight's move, as in chess, must not be equal. Also, digits that are rotationally opposite each other, such as row 1 column 2 and row 9 column 8, always sum to 10. Okay, so there's an anti-knight constraint because it's sim sum anti-knight, and the symmetrical bits sum up to 10. Okay, the dinosaur is a hungry Hungarosaurus, and the next puzzle is Get My Bearings by Bill. Today's gas says Bill is an average arrow Sudoku. Not an average arrow Sudoku, I mean. Not a Sudoku where you calculate the mean of some arrows. Not an average solving Sudoku either, where your mode entering numbers will affect your time whether on web browser or phone. Just a regular old arrow Sudoku. Normal Sudoku rules apply. Digits along an arrow sum to the digit in the attached circle, and the dinosaur is a Who's on First Ferganosaurus. It's an arrow Sudoku, basically. And Philip's last title is Stinking Bishop, which is brilliant, and I think is it an ale or a cheese? I think it's a cheese. Have you suddenly come over all peckish, esurient perhaps? Did you think to yourself, a little fermented curd will do the trick? I'm right, it's a cheese. Well then, curtail your wall-polling activities, sally forth, and infiltrate our place of purveyance to negotiate the vending of some cheesy comestibles. Today's cheese shop, we're back in Monty Python land here, is a, what's that? You'd like some red Leicester? I'm afraid we're fresh out. Tilsit, never at the end of the week, always get it first thing on Monday. 4 ounces of Carefilly, been on order for 2 weeks, was expecting it this morning. Camembert. Ah, we do have some Camembert. It's very runny. Oh, the dino's eaten it. Smoked Austrian Sage Derby, Pippo Creme, Danish Finbo, Czechoslovakian sheep's milk cheese, Venezuelan beaver cheese. Not today, no. Do we have any cheese at all? Well, no, but we do have a Killer Kropke XV pairs Sudoku. Normal Sudoku rules apply. Digits in cages cannot repeat and sum to the total given. Digits in cells separated by a white dot must be consecutive. Digits in cells separated by a black dot have a ratio of 2 to 1. Digits in cells separated by a V sum to 5. Digits in cells separated by an X sum to 10. No negative constraints. Let's go back to the first puzzle and say the immortal words. Let's get, nearly hit the wrong button. Let's get cracking. So, these are averages. That 1 is shouting at me to put 1s in there. And now that sees these cells and they must be 2s. Now, it's not true that these are 3s. They're definitely not. They're in the same box with the 3. So they have got to be a 2 and a 4, because they can't be a 1 and a 5. We know the order. Right. Now, the high digits, they work just as well as the lows. 9s go in there, and they see these cells, so they must be 8s. And here we're not putting in 7s, we're putting in a 6 and an 8. And we know the order. So these arrows, they're nearly all done. These two add up to 14, and they don't have an 8 in. So they are 5 and 9. 2 horizontal arrows left to do. Let's see if it's worth doing them. These add up to 12. They don't include 3, 9, and that can't be 4 or 8. These add up to 8, and they don't include 1 and 2, so we can put them in. Right, I can now forget all the rules, or apart from regular Sudoku rules, and just solve it as a classic, which frankly keeps me happy. Keep me fairly quiet too while I think about the numbers. 5, 1, 9, 8, 4, that's a 2, 7, 3, 6. Look, box 8 is suddenly done. 4, 8, 9, 8, 9, 7, 6, 4, 1, 3, 6 pair. 1, 5, 3 to go. I can do the 3 now. There we go. This is 1, 4, 5. They all go in. 2, 8, 9. Well, the 2 goes in. 8, 9 don't. Now I've said those numbers a few times. I might remember them when I get back to that position. 8 in this row is there. 3, 7, 9. They're all done. 1, 2, 6 at the top. Oh, none of those are done. 6 and 9 here. They're not done. 8 and 7 at the top. They're not done. Right, middle row. That is 3 or 7. That is 5 or 6. There's a 2 in one of these cells. That's an X-wing with 2s there. The only place for 2 in column 8, I thus discover, is at the top. 1, 5, 3, 8, 9, 6. That is 2 or 4. This is 7 in the column. That is a 6, it's naked, and that's helpful. Oops, that's not a 0, it's a 5. Right, that has become a 3. Oh, yes, we're on track now. 8, 9 pair there. 5, 9, that's become a 2. 3 and 1. That 3 fixes 7 on the other side of the grid. We get a 6 there, which sorts out the 9s. And gets into the corner. 5, 3, 4, 8, that's a 9, and we've got 4 and 2. There we go. 3 minutes and 6 seconds. That will get the 2 hat time, which was in this case 7 minutes. Okay, so that's a nice handy start. Thank you for your averages, Bill, and a very neat way into the puzzle for us to get going. Excellent. Let's move on to 20 is right out. So how many givens has Philip given us here? It is, of course, 20, yes. And a classic Sudoku. Right, let's, I keep hitting the wrong button. Let's restart the clock. Let's get cracking on this. 20 is not many. That's a 6, though. That's a 2, 3 pair. This is a 1, 4, 9 group. That is 7 or 8. Let's see if we can replicate that over this side. Thank you for the symmetry, Philip, you charming man. 5, 8, 9 there. Okay, 4, 6, 7. That's become a 1. We can finish that column. Can we finish this one with 7, 8, 5? Yes, we can. 5, 8, 7. There we go. 7 is there in column 8. That can't be 4. So 4 in the column is there. 1, 5, 9 to go. I can't do those. Let's have a look at this column. 2 is there. This can't be 5, but I can't fill that in. So symmetry has changed a little, as it must eventually. 9, 5, 8 are done. This 1, 5, 1, 4, 9 aren't, rather. That's a naked 3. So I can do 2 and 4 in the top row. 3 in row 2. 4 and 5. I can do those in row 3. Okay. Doesn't get me a 4 down here though. 7, 4, 3, 2. 5 in column 8 now. Suddenly I have a feeling that I called a column a row earlier. Oh, that's a 6. That's been available from the absolute start, given the givens. 3 in this row. 2, 5, 6, 4. Ooh, come on. Those are from 1, 9. Those are also from 1, 9. I could start colouring them, but it doesn't seem likely to be necessary. There's a 5 in one of these cells. There's a 7 in one of these. 7, 4, 3, 2, 6. There is a 5 in one of these though, so that is not the 5. 5 is there. 6, 2, 5, 3, 4, 7. This is 8 or 9. Ah, that's a 7, 8 pair, and they can be written in. That's where 6 goes in the box. This box is much more helpful than I had understood. That's a 9. In fact, I can finish it. Very surprising. That's become a 9. Okay, these must be doable. 4, 8, 5, like that. 7 and 9 now in those cells. 1 and 8 in these. They can't do those yet, but this is a 1, 2 pair. Can't do those. 1, 6, 9. That's become a 1, and that does everything at the top. That's a 9. 2 and 8. Can't do those. Let's go across and do the 8, 1. That does the 2, 1. I've got 3 and 9 in this column. 7, 8 pair. They're going to get resolved when I do 7, 9. And we're going to finish off. Oops. I mistyped both numbers in a spell of ham-fistedness. 3 minutes 21. It's another good time. It'll get the 2 hats, which I know because the 2 hat time is 6.5 minutes. Quite quick. Very impressive for a 20-digit classic to make it that approachable. And we'll go on to Clover's only puzzle. Now, Clover seized the Nemesis title last week and meant that I'm now only on a run of 5 2-hat time puzzles. I'm going to restart on this and let's get cracking. Now, these symmetry things mean that we get 7, 8, 9, 5, 4, 3 there. We can symmetrify everything. I've just made up a word there. 2, 4, 3. Yeah, I mean, I understand, as long as I am understanding the rule and then operating it correctly. There we go. This is all correct. 9 there, that's an 8. Rotational symmetry says that's a 1, that's a 6, and I get a 6 there. Years of looking at crossword symmetry is quite helpful. So, I mean, if that's right, I may not need to worry about the knight's move thing at all. Well, I mean, I can use it. Let's use it here. That's got to be a 7 because it sees an 8 by knight's move. 2 sees both of those cells. Okay, maybe the knight's move is even more useful than the rotational symmetry. 7 there, 8 there. That must be a 3 because it sees a 2 by the knight's move. These can't still be done. 8, 7, 6, 9, 2, 4. So 3 can be placed. Then the knight's move says that's a 1. This is a 9, 3 pair. That's 8 and 1. 3 in the corner, having a little flare-up party. Let's do this box by if I can control my arrows, by the symmetry constraint. 6, 7, 2 from that side goes 3, 8. There we go. So assuming I've got this right, and it's a bit of a complex instruction to manipulate, if I'm honest. 3 and a 6, 5 pair. Now, over here, I'm just going to do this by Sudoku first. That's a 5. Let's finish that row. Now, that 5 is in the symmetry position, of course. This does seem to be working. Anything I've checked as I've done it is right. So I think we're away. 1, 6, 5 down here. That's a 1. Let's do this first. 6, 3, 8, 5, 9, 4, 5, and 6. I think there's just too much help in that puzzle. That's extraordinary though. That's 2 minutes 29. So I am under 9 minutes for the 3 puzzles so far. That is very unusual. Okay, but I'm enjoying myself. So we're going to go on to Get My Bearings by Bill. Restart the clock. Let's get cracking on an arrow Sudoku. So that 2 has to be a 1-1 pair. That's the only total giveaway there. But now this has to be a 2-3 pair, and we know the order. Now, what about this? Minimum of 2 there, minimum of 3 here. Oh, it's got to be 2 cells that add up to 8, which don't include 1 and 5. So they're 6 and 2. Sorry, that was really obvious and I didn't see it. Now, what else has this done for us lately? I don't know. These other circles contain bigger numbers, and that makes it easy. Less easy. 8 in the middle row is there. 7 and 9 are here. Right, so 9 and 7 in row 4 can be placed. 9, 8, 6. That's 3 or 4. These are from 3, 4, 5. One of these is a 6. Right, what have we got here? 1, 3, 4, and 6. Now, that can't be 6. This is therefore 4, 1, or 2, but it can't be 1 by the given. That is 1, 3, 4, or 6. So this is also 1, 6, 3, or 4, but that can't be 1 or 3. Now I've got a 1-3 pair. Interesting. This 9, I'm going to work out all the possibilities. 4, 6, 7, or 8 there. 3, 4, 5, or 8 here. Now the minimum is 3 and 4. So we can't go up to the maximums at all. It's either 3, 6 or 5, 4. Now I've got a 4, 6 pair, so that's an 8. This is probably a slightly odd way of going about this puzzle, but still suits me. This is a 3, 4 pair at the top. 1, 3 pair, 7, 9, 8. These are from 2, 4, 5, 6. Okay, I'm getting a bit more bogged down now. This 6 can't have a 2 on, then they have to be different. So that's a 1, 5 pair. This digit can't be 1, 5 or 2. So let's write in 3, 6 and 7. Can't be 7 or 3 given the next digit. Oh bother. I thought it couldn't be 1, 2, 3, 5, and I'm right. No, it can't be 1, 2 or 5. But this also can't be 1, 2 or 5. They have to both be 4s, which I nearly forgot as a possibility. I had thought of 2 3s there, but realised they were in the same box, interestingly. I just didn't think of it on the next one. Now, these two can't be 2, 7, 8, 1 or 4, 5. They are 3, 6. These two, do we know what they have to be? Neither can be a 1. And neither can be a 5. That's interesting. So they're a 3, 4 pair. Now, you can't put, well, could never put a 4 on that arrow. What about this one? 9, 7, 5, 8, 3, 4. That is 1, 2, or 6 by Sudoku. But it can't be 6. And it can't be 2, given the next digit along. So that's an 8. Now we can't have a 1 on this arrow. It's either 3, 5, or either version of 2, 6. Okay, I'm going to stop there. This is a naked 2. That's a 5, 7 pair. The 4 has made that fixed. Then we can do those. This must now be, I don't know, still, well, it's the only place for 4 in the box. That's how I did that. 1 there, 7, 9 pair on the left, 2, 4, 5 on the right, and we get a 6 in the corner of that box. 2, 1, 8, 3, 4, 5. That can't be 6, so that's 6 in column 3. Now, that 4, 6 pair, is that resolved? No. Probably one of these digits is, or this annoying pair. I just don't think it is. 6 has to be in one of those cells. It's got a good likelihood of being on the arrow. We're not working on likelihoods. That is 7 or 9. 3, 2, 6, 4, 1. Oh, I don't want to get bogged down now. 7, 9 pair in the first row. Yes, that is very helpful. First column. That is very helpful. 2, 3, 6 triple down here. These are from 5, 7, 9. 8 must be in one of these, and that's here. What about that 8 and 4? We're going to need an 8 in box 1. It's there. These are from 1, 2, 7, 5. 9 in this column. 9 in this column can be done, and that's going to resolve quite a lot of things. 5 and 7 there. 2, 5, 6 in this row. That still leaves all the possibilities on that 8 arrow. This has become a 9. That sorts out, yeah, box 1 completely done now, and box 4. This has become a 3. That sorts out this arrow, this arrow, all just falling like flies. 7 there. This is a 9. 1, 2, 5 at the top. These don't have a 4 in. This can't be 3 anymore, so it's definitely a 2, 6 arrow in some orientation. That becomes a 5 as a result. And we can complete the top section. I've got 4 and 3. This is 7 and 1. We get a 3 here. 3 in the corner. And this 2 and 6 is done from above. And then we're finished. And we've got, ooh, 6 minutes 39, much slower than the other puzzles. Oh, and the 2 hat time was 7 minutes. Wow. I didn't think I'd done too badly there. It took a long time though, didn't it? I only sneaked in under the 2 hat bar. Interesting. Anyway, that all got tougher. Now, the stinking bishop. Let's see how stinking it is. Let's get cracking on this. So, these are all low digits for 1, 2, 3, 4. What does that mean? That means that is a 3, 4 pair with a 9 here. No, they could both be 4s. So this is 9 or 8. And no, they can't both be 4s. There's a rule in cages. That's a 9. Okay, that and that are 1 and 2, and they're different. I wish that had been more helpful. This is a 1, 2, 4 cage, so that is 9, 8. No, yes, 9, 8 or 6. So is this. Oh, I can sense Philip's just going to truss me up like a kipper here. This is a 1, 2, 3 cage. So that's now 2, 3 or 4. There's a 1 in this 8 cage, which has to be in the top row now. Oh, I'm getting scared of this puzzle and not knowing where to go. There's got to be a 3 in one of those, so that's not a 3, and therefore this isn't a 2. And it's also not a 1 because there's a 1 in that cage. So this has become a 3. Now, please help me complete this puzzle. Small breakthrough. You are doing a very good job so far. That's a 4, 5, 8, 13. Okay, I've completed the V loop. Let's get rid of Mr. Blue Sky, who's annoying me. Bit too bright. There we go, bit too bright. Now, no 8 or 9 in these. Oh, these are from 4, 6, 7, 8, 9. No, let's have a look at this black dot. Can't be 4, 8, can't have a 1. That's a 3, 6 black dot. What about this one? 1, 2, 3 not available. That's a 4, 8 black dot. Now that can't be a 6 because we can't put a 1 in either position. So in fact, that had to be a 2, 3, 4 cage from a little bit ago. This can't be, well, it can't be 1 because of the 19 cage. It can't be 4, so it is 2 or 8, and the digit above it is a 4. These two add up to 12 without being 8, 4. That is 3 or 5, but it can't be 5 because of the black dot. Why did that feel like I was going to say because of the black death there? This is even. No, it's not. It's odd. Thank goodness for that. It's 5 or 7. Only one of these combinations works to make 13. That is 5 and 8. 4 there. That's become an 8. 7 there. So that ring is complete. Now, this X can't be 2, 8, 4, 6 or 7, 3. It's 1, 9. This X can't have a 6 or a 9 in it. It's 8, 2. That is now 6 or 9. I feel like this is going to be 9, 2, 1, but it could be 6. No, it's not, because we can't put a 2 in the corner. So that's going to have to be a 6. I think that's right. This is a 1, that's a 5, this is 9. That becomes 4 and 1. This is a 7, 9 pair that I should have noticed a while ago. We get a 1, some fly flew past my face. Right, 7, 9, 1, 3. This needs an odd number. That odd number is 5. This is not so clear cut. 5, 2, 3, 1. This is 4, 6 or 8, an even number by Sudoku. Don't know what's going on. Right, let's do Sudoku instead. 7, 5, 2. Philip won't be expecting that I would suddenly turn to actually doing Sudoku in a Sudoku puzzle, but it could prove very useful. 6, 8 there, 7, 9 here. Now we can do that as a 6 down this column. We've got 5, 2, 3, 8 and 7 there. This is a 2. And this has been a helpful exercise in understanding what's going on. There's 2 in box 5. This now has to have a 6 on it. In fact, that is a naked 3. That's a naked 7. So this is a 5, 6 pair. Now, these two add up to 11. They are 5 and 6. 7, 12. This is either a 3 or a 2. It sees a 3. So there we go. 2, 7 is 9 plus 6. That's a 5. That's a 6. That's a 5. This is not a 6. It can't, well, it could be an 8 if this was a 2, or it could be a 4 if this was a 6. This must be a 6. In those circumstances, this is a 7, that's a 3, 10 and an 8 there. Now I think we can finish off this puzzle. Quite enjoyed that trip around these boxes, around these sort of squares around the grid. Very clever setup indeed. Wonder how long that took together, and I'm betting it was quite a while. Very clever, and there we go. Ooh, 5 minutes 55, thoroughly symmetrical time. The solve counter 1984, thoroughly excellent novel. And the 2-hat time was 7 minutes. So it all got trickier for me in the last 2 puzzles. After a storming run for the first 3, I got slowed down dramatically in the last 2. But I caught my 10 hats this time at least, and feel like I just about deserved them, although I was very close on Bill's second puzzle. Great fun as always with the genuinely approachable Sudoku. We'll be back for more of that in about 5 days. But as always, thank you for watching us on the channel, and I hope to see you soon. Bye for now.